Hey guys, it's Trina and this is my book haul for the last few months. I am usually doing these seasonally, so this should technically be for the months of March, April, and May, but I do want to give you guys a quick recap. I did already haul all of these books in my birthday book haul, which was posted in mid-April, and I have also shown you guys these 4 books in unboxings that have been posted in this past spring. So I'm not going to be rehashing all the books from my birthday book haul and from my unboxings because you've already heard about them in other videos. This video is going to be me showing you the 8 other books that I have gotten in the past 3 months. The first book I'm going to be showing you today was sent to me by Disney Hyperion, and this video is paid promotion by Disney Hyperion in order for me to show you guys this new book from them. It is Wild Man by J.C. Geiger. This is a YA debut novel. This is about a high school boy who is a valedictorian. It seems like he knows exactly who he is and his place in his school and his town, but then he's taking a road trip and his car breaks down like in the middle of nowhere. And all the locals in this small town, they don't know him for his valedictorian reputation that he kind of lives his life by. And as he spends more time in this small town before he can get back on the road, he finds himself doing things that he wouldn't normally do. He's kind of breaking out of that shell that he's created for himself. And this book is supposed to be dealing with things like self-identity and how even the best laid plans for your life can change at just a moment's notice. So I will admit that I am really intrigued by this. I haven't read it yet, but you guys know that I like reading YA debut novels. I have a whole group for debuts, so this was one that I was interested in checking out. My next book was also sent to me by Disney Hyperion a while back, but it is Kill All Happies by Rachel Kahn. This is another YA contemporary book, and it's about a girl who wants to throw this one last bash party for all of the seniors in her high school, and she's gonna throw it at this local restaurant that's about to go out of business. And what she doesn't realize is that her party starts attracting all of the local fans of this restaurant that are also wanting to like have a send-off party for their favorite restaurant, and the party just gets so big and out of control. And one of the most appealing parts of this story to me is that it seems like it's going to be overflowing into an abandoned amusement park next door. I have already posted a video about this book, including a bunch of other 24-hour adventure books that all take place within a 24-hour time period, which this one does. I haven't gotten very far in this one yet, but I have really liked how the chapter headers of it just tell you like a timestamp and exactly when it takes place during that 24-hour time period. Next, I have a book that was sent to me kindly by Penguin, and that is The One Memory of Flora Banks by Emily Barr. This one is like a YA contemporary slash mystery, and it is about a 17-year-old girl who has a type of amnesia. When she was 10 years old, doctors removed a tumor from her brain, and it caused her brain to not be able to create new memories. So every morning for the past 7 years, she has woken up thinking that she's 10 years old. She's got all of her memories up to when she was 10, and she has not been able to make a new lasting memory since then. But one night she's at a party and she kisses a boy, and the next morning when she wakes up, she can remember that kiss. It's the first new memory that she's made in 7 years, and she starts to think that maybe her brain is finally healing, like maybe she is now able of creating long-term memories. I have already posted my full review of this book with all my thoughts on it, and that video also has a story time about one of my most cherished fun memories. So if you guys want to hear more of my thoughts on this book, you can definitely check out that video. Another book that I was sent for review recently was The Seafarer's Kiss by Julia Ember. This one was kindly sent to me by the author herself. She was looking for some early readers to post reviews. So again, this is another one that I do have a full review video posted on already if you want to hear my thoughts on it. But this one is a YA Little Mermaid retelling that is also inspired by Norse mythology. This book also features a female-female romance, and this has own voices, fat representation, and bisexual representation. And don't forget to check out my review to hear more of my thoughts on it. Next, I have a friend that sent me a copy of his short story. It is Camino Real by Brandon Dragon. I know Brandon in real life, and he is starting to self-publish a full-length novel, and before he got that one published, he did write this short story. I believe he is an adult Christian fiction writer. Camino Real is about a man whose father has recently recently passed away, and they did not have a great relationship, and our main character decides that it's his duty to go on a pilgrimage in order to try and get salvation for his father's soul. And on this journey he meets a lot of people, he learns a lot of new stuff, and he learns a lot about himself as well. This is a self-published short story, so if any of you guys are interested in it, it is, I think, only available on Amazon, but I'll put a link to it below. The next book I'm going to show you was another birthday gift that arrived after my birthday book haul, so I haven't been able to haul it yet, but that is Between a Rock and a Hard Place by Erin Ralston. This one was sent to me by my friend Jordan from the Jordan Journals. I love her channel. You guys should definitely check her out. Jordan has been telling me about this book for so long. Like, ever since I've known her, she said, you gotta read this book. I know you'll like it, because she herself loved it so much. And this is based on a true story. The author, Erin Ralston, was a backpacker, and he was doing some hiking or rock climbing one day, and he kind of got crushed in an avalanche, and his arm got pinned between some rocks and he could not escape. This is a real story, and I remember hearing about it on the news and like this big interview that happened with the author when I was really young, and I am really interested in reading this because Jordan is right. I do love survival stories, and I think this one would be even more harrowing knowing that it is a true story. The last two books in this book haul are books that I actually bought myself. Surprise! Like, I know I've always been telling you guys I just don't buy a lot of books, but that's the truth. First of all, I bought myself a copy of The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli because I loved Becky's first book, Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, and Becky actually had a tour stop for the release of this book in my town, and so I purchased this one and got to go see her and get it signed. This book has Own Voices fat rep and anxiety rep, and I also believe Jewish representation, but I feel like I'm really going to relate to the fat, anxious rep of this main character, Molly, and I really wish that I had had this book when I was a teenager so I could see those parts of myself reflected in fiction. But the main character in this book has a lot of unrequited crushes, and her sister finally gets into a relationship with a new girlfriend, and that kind of pushes Molly to get out of her comfort zone and pursue crush that she has. I have not read this book yet, but it's so high up on my TBR, I'm going to be getting to it soon for sure. And finally, I also got a copy of A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas, which is the third book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy. This third book does wrap up the story arc of all of our previous characters. There will be a few more books and novellas published set in the same world, but they are following different characters and stories. This series is high fantasy. It's about fae and humans and this war and this whole history between the fae and the human races. It is a new adult series, meaning that there is graphic sex and graphic violence in it. Book 2 in this series, A Court of Mist and Fury, really meant a lot to me because there's a portrayal of an abusive relationship in that book, which just really hit home for me because I've been through that in my past, and so I just really had a strong emotional connection to this series and definitely wanted to own all 3 of these books, even though I don't know if I'll be buying her books in the future. But that is the last book that I have gotten for myself recently, and that is everything that I have added to my book collection in the past few months. If I have reviews or other videos about any of the books mentioned today, I will have links to them in the description, and I'll also just put Goodreads links to all the books I talked about today down there in case you want to find them more easily. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the comments. Bye!